Hey, I'm taking a look at the Holeyboard Pedalboard 123, the Holeyboard case, and something called Pedalbands today on Learning Curve. I'm Spencer Thomas. Thank you for watching Learning Curve. Do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. That would be awesome. So last summer, I was lucky enough to go to Nashville, and I got to go to Third Man Records. And Jack White has a little room where he's got his signature guitar pedals, and you can go play with them. And if you ever get a chance to check it out, it's a lot of fun. And he's got those pedals on a Holeyboard, and they're very futuristic looking and very cool looking. And Jack White's a pretty decent endorsement. Plus, I started using a TC Electronics Ditto 4X, which is a big looper. So because I use a lot of pedals on stage, I decided to go with a 6-slot switch selector, which is a mouthful to say, and I will be doing a video about that in a little bit. But I needed to upgrade my board. I needed something with more real estate, and I saw a Holeyboard on sale because it was a B-stock, which, by the way, I've looked for the flaw that made it a B-stock. I've still not found it, but anyway, I picked one up. I picked one up at a good price. So I'm just going to go over some of the details of it with you and let you know what I think about it. So you may or may not realize this, but Holeyboards are modular. In the box, you get 3 different pieces. One is your main board, and then you can add like an extendable piece on the other side to make it wider. And then, if that's not enough, you can also add a little platform to put a wah or a volume pedal. And if that's still not enough, you can buy another piece individually of each different section. So if you need a football field-sized pedal board, Holeyboard might be the route. You can just keep going forever. Now, it's also designed really cool. It's got 2 tiers, so you can have easy access to your pedals. It's aircraft grade aluminum, so they've just kind of bent it into the shape. And in that negative spot under the upper tier, you can put cables. You can put your power supply, which is what I'm doing. I actually have 2 power supplies down there, one for the amp and one for my pedals. You can also run all your cords in there because the reason they call it a Holeyboard is because it's full of holes, which is nice for routing. I will say there were a couple of times I wish the holes were a little bigger. There are definitely places I wish I could run a patch cable that I wasn't able to, but you can work around it. Now, another nice thing about the fact that it's full of holes is when you do have slack in your cables, you can zip tie them down using all the holes in the pedal board to anchor those ties to the pedal board, which makes your pedal board a lot more tidy. Now, I'm never probably going to be that tidy of a cabler, but my board looks a million times better than if I wasn't able to zip tie all this stuff down. Putting the board together is pretty straightforward. They give you everything you need in the bag. The website has a video that goes through it really slowly, piece by piece. I will put a link in the description. Just go watch that. It's not difficult at all. You need like a screwdriver. It's pretty simple. They suggest using zip ties to fasten your pedals to the board, and they send you a ton of them. You can also always use Velcro, or Velcro, if you want to say it right. I guess that's up to you. There is also this product designed specifically for this board called Pedalbands, which I have one right here. Okay, so here's your zip ties. They give you a bunch of these, or you can go with these pedal bands, and those just kind of latch like that. I'll have a video that goes with this as well. I like these. Zip ties are stronger than pedal bands, but pedal bands allow you to switch stuff out a lot more easily. I got a lot of pedal bands for 25 bucks. 1 or 2 of them had these little, you can see where it's rubber. You can see where it's not as durable as this. Everything's always a trade-off. The nice thing about Okay, the good thing about zip ties is they're really strong and they really keep things in place. The bad thing about zip ties is every time you want to change a pedal or move a pedal or do something, you have to cut open the zip tie and and start with a whole new one. And for me, I was using a new amp and the new switcher, so I really had to spend it took me a minute to figure out how everything interacted. Also, I don't know about you, I don't like the way overdrives sound on solid state amps. I think overdrives sound great on tube amps, but for a solid state, I went with a distortion and a clean boost, and that got me what I was looking for. But that meant I went through like 4 different pedals went in that dirt spot, and that's 4 different zip ties, and plus I switched back and forth. I don't know how many zip ties I went through. Suffice to say, a lot of them. I'm happy with the way things are now, but again, every time you change things out, you have to go through a whole new thing of zip ties. So I don't know how many zip ties were in that bag, but I am almost out of them. Which again inspired the Pedalbands, which I really like. They are easy to use. They seem to hold things in place very well. You get 2 different sizes of pedal bands, and you can also string them together if you have something particularly big. I found for me, I'm most comfortable with a combination of zip ties and pedal bands. Some of the bigger stuff that's never going to move, I used a zip tie. Some of the stuff, and like the power supply, I use zip ties. And there's a couple things underneath there that I needed to hold in place. But for most of the pedals, I'm perfectly comfortable with the pedal bands until they prove me otherwise. And obviously, I'm keeping a couple in my gig bag just in case. But so far, so good. The other nice thing about the pedal bands is if you ever decide to sell your pedals, you will be able to. You won't have the Velcro on the bottom. That either you'll have to sell it with the Velcro on it, or you'll have that sticky ick on the bottom of it. Which, I mean, if you want it to be pristine, it can't have the sticky icky. That's not what they call it. You can't have the sticky stuff on the bottom of it, though. That just this will help you retain your pedal price better, maybe, probably. One of the nice things about it being modular is if you do different kinds of shows, right? Like for one show, maybe all you need is a delay and some dirt. You just do the smallest board, but then for the next thing you need 7 different kinds of modulation and a fuzz and a clean boost and a dirty boost and a rat and a blah blah blah. This will work with you no matter what your needs are. It's super expandable and contractible. I also bought the bag that Holeyboard makes, and it's like a giant. It looks like a giant Trader Joe's freezer bag. They make them in the United States. Did I mention that earlier? Holeyboards are made in Minnesota, in Minneapolis and St. Paul, the sister cities. Love those towns. Great places. It's always nice when you can buy American stuff that works good. And that's reasonably priced. You know, sometimes it's just a little difficult on the wallet to do American, but when you can do, you know, right? So this is the bag, and it's got these seatbelt straps on it, and you open it up and you put your pedal board in there. I've had this out with me twice now. The first time I had the whole board, and it's just a little hinky. You know, it was great to be able to put. I have a double bag, like a 2-guitar bag, and then I put the pedal board over my shoulder. I had that on my back, and I could carry my 1x10 cabinet in my hands and just walk around. Like, that's how I got to the parking lot, right? No problem. Works great. It's a little hinky getting stuff in and out. It's just a little, and I think that's because it has to be able to fit all the different sizes of boards, and it has to be well padded, and it has to be easy for you to carry. So I guess, and it does have snaps on top that that close it. Do this without destroying everything. So it's got these snaps, right? You got these snaps. The snaps keep it closed, but they don't seal the whole bag. So like the first time I took it out, it was raining, so I ended up putting a towel over the pedal board just to protect it, which no big deal, right? It's fine. It still did everything I needed it to do. But if you were flying with this or taking the bus or the train, I feel like you're going to want to figure out what size you're going to have the board at when you travel and then get a hard case to put it in it. It's just, that's just the deal, right? But if you get to control the environment it's in, there's nothing wrong with that soft case. And it's easy to store that soft case too, which I like. And again, the shoulder strap works great. So I'm mostly happy with it. Yeah, I'm mostly happy with it. Nothing is perfect. They don't make perfect stuff yet. So there you go. So final thoughts. Once you've got everything locked in, I don't think you should really think about pedal boards again. You know what I mean? I think if you're thinking about your pedal board, that's probably means it's causing you problems. And this guy, once I got everything where I wanted it and locked in, it just pedal boards. It just sits there and pedal boards the crap out of the day. So I like that a lot. And I think it looks cool. I think it's like a little futuristic, but also because it's like a little industrial maybe. So I like that about it too. I'm going to say I'm happy with it. I think they did a great job. I'm probably going to have to get a more intense case if I end up flying with it. Other than that, you know, man, again, I'm never going to be that tidy, but it's much tidier. I like the fact that you can strap everything, you can tie everything down so you don't have loose stuff hanging all over the place. I like how big it is, and I really like the tiers. They do exactly what they're designed to do, and they make it really functional and well-designed and cool. So there, what more do you want? All right, thank you for watching Learning Curve. If you like this episode, I hope you'll like, share, and subscribe. My name is Spencer Thomas. If you have any comments or questions, it's always great to get your feedback. It's always great to hear what you think about this, especially if you have one of these or if you're thinking about getting one. And like I said, I will put a link to their website in the description and to the how to put it together video, because they did a way better job of it than I could. So make sure and check that out if you're thinking of getting one of these. Okay, thank you for watching. My name is Spencer Thomas. We'll see you next time on Learning Curve.